Hi everyone, I'm here today with the game Curious Cargo, designed by Ryan Courtney and published by Capstone Games. It plays in about 30 to 60 minutes and is designed for players ages 12 and up. So, do you enjoy cute tile-laying games with even cuter components? Do you like two-player games? Do you like the vague nostalgia of playing a game that is somewhat reminiscent of something like Waterworks that you played when you were a younger kid, maybe with family or friends, and you played those cards out as you try to get pipes connected in a clean way? Do you like the process of shipping and receiving goods without knowing exactly what you are doing? Do you enjoy the dread existential threat of possibly having a meaningless job where you ship goods without knowing that they ever benefit the world in any meaningful way because you don't know what those goods are? Well, then Curious Cargo is for you. All that aside, Curious Cargo is actually a very fun game that's very simple to learn. You have 2 rounds of the game. In the first round, you are doing construction, and in the second round, you are doing a trucking phase. In both of those, there's a 3 that's involved. In the construction phase, you're going to take tiles out of the bag and place them on your board. You can either do that 3 times, or you can do it, if you already have some tiles, you can place them 3 times on your board. Or you can do a mix of that. Maybe draw one, place one, draw one more so that you have something to play next time. But whatever you do, you're going to do 3 of those, either placing or drawing actions. Then it goes to the trucking phase. In the trucking phase, you're going to play cards. You start with 3, and you can get more. You could play a card to get a truck. And trucks range in size from the large to the very small, with some in between. As you play trucks, they're going to come into the receiving side of your factory and hopefully receive goods and send them from the shipping side of your factory to the receiving side of your opponent's side. I said that wrong. But as you play those cards and ship out things, hopefully you are actually shipping out things because you've connected things, we'll take a look at the board in just a second, in such a way that the machines are producing stuff to go to the shipping side. But you also want machines to receive stuff from your opponent's factory. So be aware of that as they are shipping out their trucking, their stuff on the trucking, that you're ready to receive it to. Because in this game, you really do want to produce a lot and ship it out, but you also want to be ready to receive stuff. So as you produce and ship and receive and get those goods back in, you're going to be getting points for that. You're going to be getting points as items leave your factory, and you'll get points as they come back into your factory on the receiving side. So in the trucking phase, again, you can play a card for a truck, but you could also discard a trucking card for the number of tiles that are shown on it. Like this one is a 2. It might have a 1 or a 3 too, also. In addition, you could also discard 2 of your tiles, either from the top of your storage container, which is on your smaller board, or you could just discard 2 from one side. So the top of each side or 2 from one side. Either way, you're going to discard 2 in order to draw a new trucking card. So let's go over those phases again before we take a look at some more things in depth. First phase, construction. Do 3 actions. Either pull a tile or play a tile. Second phase, trucking phase. Do 1 of 3 things. Play a trucking card, discard a trucking card for the tile shown on it, or discard 2 tiles either from the top of one pile in your storage or from each pile in order to get a new trucking card. That seems kind of slow, doesn't it? Well, on these boards, and there are more than one board here, they're double-sided, they're nice, kind of plastic-y feeling boards, but they feel quite durable. You have different things that you can get, like these cog symbols. When you get the cog symbol covered by maybe placing a tile, you can get one of these cog symbols. These cog symbols can be turned in so that you can take an additional 2 actions on your turn. You're not going to be able to do that more than once, but that happens during your construction. You might also, through either receiving goods or shipping goods, get some of these truck tiles. I guess they're just tokens, but as you get those, you can use those to get additional truck cards. So you're going to be doing that. In addition, there's also these forklifts which go on The player turn order board. On the player turn order board, you have different symbols that you will receive immediate benefits from as you make connections within your factory. So making connections within your factory really is a good thing. Let's take a look real quick at the smaller player board. The smaller player board for the basic game has two parts to it really. The shipping and the receiving. There's also the storage for your tiles here in the middle. The shipping side has a space for blue items and red items. The red items kind of look like batteries. I have no idea what the blue items are. But as long as you've made a connection between, let's say a red connection between a machine and a number that connects to an open spot on a truck, you can ship an item out. You'll just take it off your board, place it in the truck, and then it can go out as you play truck cards. With the receiving, you need to do the same thing, but on the receiving side of your board that is directly underneath that side. It really is very simple. Doing 3 things on the construction side, doing 1 of 3 things on the trucking side, and figuring out how and when you're going to be able to both ship and receive your items. I think that this is a fantastic game that mitigates a lot of the luck that can happen with drawing the cards and all of that by you making the decisions of what you want to ship, seeing what's coming, and being prepared for it. You'll have to play your truck cards at the right time to get things, and you can force things on your opponent and maybe make them lose goods that they might otherwise be able to receive if they were prepared sooner for it. But the end game is triggered when you've either shipped all the goods on a shipping board, a player reaches a star, either on their personal board from receiving their 4th blue item, or by getting up to the top of the player turn track, or the draw bag is empty because you've used all those tiles up, or finally the truck deck of cards is empty. The mechanics of shipping your own goods is fairly easy, but thinking through how am I going to receive these at the right time is what makes this game a little bit trickier. This game could have easily been called Tricky Cargo, but the Curious Cargo is a nice alliteration. You'll never know exactly when a truck is going to come to you because you don't know when your opponent's going to play a trucking card, but you can prepare pretty well for it. There's a little bit of complexity to the game. People will definitely be drawn into it if they like puzzles, if they like planning, if they like thinking about logistics of how their turn is going to come about. I think it's a wonderful game, and the fact that it has a night shift side to it, where there are 3 items and not just 2, makes the game even more interesting. In addition, you have all these different player boards that you can try. Only those who don't really want to think about their turn or are going to get caught up in some analysis paralysis and are worried about that in a 2-player game probably want to avoid this game. Otherwise, I think that this is a great game to teach you some basic mechanics of thinking about how to plan out turns and think about how you can build up an engine related to getting to a point you want to in a very limited amount of time, because there's some built-in clocks with how this game is played. If you're okay with all that logistic funny business, then I highly recommend this game. Hope you enjoyed watching. This has been a review of Curious Cargo by Ryan Courtney. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.